famous artists around the world. Now, with museums shut across the United Kingdom because of coronavirus restrictions, the exhibition, which is also called Unreal City, provides a safe, dematerialized way of appreciating art in the public space, as explained by the show's curator, Daniel Birnbaum. Now, the art display included Alicia Quaid's tiny spinning top and Liu Yang's giant dancing superhero doku. Also, you will see Tomas Saraceno's colossal spider and Ko's floating companion. Now, this Unreal City is the brainchild of AR platform Acute Art in collaboration with British culture publisher Dazed Media. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Lava. That's a really interesting way of displaying art. But traditionally, people like to actually visit museums to appreciate and see the art in their physical form. How popular was this new digital art exhibition?
Giancarlo, it was actually quite popular. Many people were interested, especially during this time when all the museums are closed because of this pandemic. And according to the show's curator, they were able to reach thousands of people with this new art form. Giancarlo?
Thank you, Lavan. This really sounds like an interesting development. Could this be the future of art?
Well, the show's curator, Daniel Birnbaum, shared his views on that, and that he doesn't think that the future of art is entirely digital, but a mixture instead. So one of the ideas was to make art visible in places where normally it isn't seen. And Daniel said there are audiences who don't think that it's ideal to fly all the way to another continent, as an example, for a weekend to look at art and then fly back home. So for those people who live far away from the major capitals, where there are museums containing big art collections, it will be a good thing for them. But we know, Giancarlo, that artists are always looking for innovative ways to showcase their artworks, and it's in their nature, right? So for sure, this won't be the last time that we will hear about this topic. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you so much, Lavan, for bringing us that very interesting story this week.
Thank you, Giancarlo, reporting from London, United Kingdom. I'm Love Ann Season, and we live in interesting times.
Okay, for our next story, we know that the pandemic has strongly affected the events industry in the United Kingdom. Here with us is Ashley Espiritu on the update on how UK music festivals are going. Hello, Ashley.
Hello, Giancarlo, thank you. Organisers of British music festivals on Tuesday said the coronavirus pandemic had devastated the industry and warned that events could disappear for good without more government support. Giving evidence to a UK parliamentary committee, organisers and representatives of the multi-billion-pound summer festival industry said a government-backed insurance scheme was crucial to events going ahead in 2021. They also encouraged ministers to set a clear decision-making timetable to give festivals enough time to prepare for this year's events. If we get as far as in early April and we still don't know the crowds can gather at festivals, however large or small, then we're in a catastrophic situation, Steve Hepp of the Association of Festival Organisers told lawmakers. He added that a recent survey of members showed nearly half needed to know if 2021 events could go ahead in the first 3 months of the year. Sacha Lord, co-founder of the annual Parklife Festival in Manchester, Northwest England, said organisers as well as freelancers and contractors involved in supply chains could all be wiped out without this year's events. If we don't take place in 2021, I think that the vast majority could disappear, he added. Britain, one of the countries worst affected by the global health crisis with over 75,000 deaths, has seen its £5.8 billion music industry hit hard by the pandemic. A series of nationwide lockdowns, the most recent of which was announced on Monday evening, and months of other restrictions to curb the close contact spread of the virus have shuttered music venues. In July, the music sector was given a lifeline of £250 million from the government's £1.6 billion cultural recovery fund to help keep the arts afloat during the outbreak. But every year, thousands of Britons and tourists flock to the country's summer music festivals, which take months of planning and now dissipate increasingly endangered. An umbrella organisation for the music industry echoed organisers' concerns in a report released Tuesday, noting some events were in an existential crisis due to COVID-19. There is a real threat that the vast majority of the 2021 season will not happen either, the organisation said, noting they were pillars of our cultural rich live music scene and showcase an incredible variety of musical genres. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Ashley, for highlighting to us how much the music industry has been affected by this pandemic. Could you tell us what is one of the UK's most popular festivals that was put on hold because of this pandemic?
Well, Giancarlo, there's the country's famous Glastonbury Music Festival, for instance. Last year, they were set to open on June 4th, 2020, but soon cancelled on March the 17th, followed by the UK's first lockdown. And now it looks like they'll have to do the same for this year. It generates over £100 million for the economy of the southwest of England, UK Music said, with a rough total of around 200,000 people coming and travelling all the way for the Glastonbury Festival. Music festivals as a whole employ 85,000 people directly each year. UK Music joined the calls for an approximate date for when venues might be able to reopen and for the creation of a government-backed reinsurance scheme for the sector. UK Music noted that similar schemes have been launched in Germany and Austria. Insurance is the most critical factor that will enable us to plan festivals, Paul Reed, Chief Executive of the Association of Independent Festivals, added at the Department for Digital, Cultural Media and Sport hearing. It is the key to unlocking everything else, he said. Giancarlo?
Thank you, Ashley. As we all know, the pandemic has brought a lot of changes to our lifestyle and has cancelled many of our plans for the future. Do you know of any other events that are now on hold or have been cancelled this year?
Yes, definitely, Giancarlo. Any event that will include an enormous amount of people will, of course, have to be put on hold or cancelled. Many concerts were cancelled. The artists postponed their tour dates to this year, 2021, and seeing that we are still in this global situation, will have no choice but to again cancel their performance or move online, which a lot of the artists have been doing. Some other events are film festivals, premieres for new movies, theatre productions and sports events. It's truly a hard time for Britain right now, and being one of the hardest hit countries, being on stricter lockdown, unable to see their friends and family, and socializing in amazing events like these. Now that we have been cancelled for the second time, it's best to stay at home and follow the government guidelines so that we can fight this pandemic. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for updating us on the state of the arts and the music in the United Kingdom. We hope to see you again next week.
Thank you for having me again, Giancarlo. I'm Ashley Spiritu, EBC London correspondent, and we live in interesting times.
Okay, it's time for another break now, but please come back for some more E&I UK and Europe edition.
Factual.
We have to defeat the virus everywhere.
Timely information. Balanced. Not only in the country, but also abroad.
I'm certain of one thing.
Interviews that people need to know. Watch Agila Pilipinas! A one-hour newscast of reports coming from regional hubs in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Know the important updates in Asia in ASEAN in Focus. Track the latest stories in the provinces in Agila Probinsya. Tune into Mata ng Agila, the evening primetime news program of Net25. Balanced and objective, Mata ng Agila covers national and international issues tackles news on business, health, science, and technology, entertainment, sports and human interest features, and current events. And Eagle News International
On
delivers the
tonight's
latest
headlines.
global reports, impartial, accessible, and up-to-date. It brings to fore EBC's rich international scope and access to valuable information streams.
Well, thank you to Exchange, our help outdoor attack.
Catch these programs on Net25. You can also watch our news programs through eaglenews.ph and Eagle News Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Welcome back to ENI UK and Europe Edition. Now we have some more interesting stories from around Europe this week. First off, we go to our EBC Germany Bureau and has news that Germany has extended its nationwide lockdown. We have Jessica Kalau to give us more details. Hello, Jessica.
Hello, Giancarlo. Thank you for having me. The nationwide lockdown in Germany started on December 16, 2020. It was set to end this Sunday, January 10th. But according to a conference held earlier this week with German Chancellor Angela Merkel and the 16 state leaders, it was decided to extend the lockdown until January 31st. All existing regulations will continue to be in effect. This means that all non-essential stores, restaurants, even schools and daycare centers will still be closed until the end of the month. Moreover, a tighter movement restriction is already in discussion. Regions marked as a coronavirus hotspot will have a 15-kilometer radius travel restriction. This means that residents of a hotspot region are prohibited to travel anywhere beyond 15 kilometers from their place of residence. This excludes going to work, to the doctors, or going out for groceries. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Jessica. What is the main reason for this prolonged and tighter measures there in Germany?
Well, according to the Robert Koch Institute, earlier this week the new infection rate stood at 11,897 and 944 more deaths were reported to authorities in 24 hours. So far, it is one of the highest daily death tolls yet in Germany, which had a relatively low COVID-19 mortality rate during the first phase of the pandemic. It was also revealed by the government spokesman Steffen Seibert that hospitals in many places are working close to capacity already. Aside from that, Chancellor Angela Merkel emphasized that it may be very difficult but absolutely necessary to maintain restrictions, particularly in light of the emergence of the new variant virus that was first reported in England, which now has been detected also in Germany. Taking all of this into account, the infection rate is still very high all around the country, to the point where infection chains are difficult to trace. According to Merkel, we must reach a point where we can once again follow the chains of infection, which is regarded to be a rate of less than 50 positive cases per 100,000 residents within 7 days. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for bringing us that update on the pandemic there in Germany.
Thank you, Giancarlo. Reporting from Frankfurt, Germany, I'm Jessica Kalau. We live in interesting times.
Okay, now we go to our bureau in Switzerland for some fun winter activities. Let's watch the video by Theodoline Baisa.
Saturday is known for its annual International Hot Air Balloon Festival and various winter sports activities. But what if you're not a fan of ski or snowboarding? Sledging is a fun way to enjoy winter. You can have the same feeling as if you're also skiing. Sledging is also a fun activity for the family. You can ride a sledge with your children or just sledge alone. Here in Châteaudet, There are also other activities that you can surely enjoy, especially for children. Just keep in mind to keep yourself warm and follow the safety protocol. I'm Chodeline Baisa, EBC correspondent from Switzerland, and we live in interesting times.
Thank you so much to EBC Switzerland for showing us that fun trip in the snow. We stay in Switzerland now, where we have a little chef to show us how to make delicious German butter cookies. Let's take a look at Robin's report.
Hi, my name is Robin. Today we're gonna make German-style butter cookies. It's so easy, even kids can do it. First we need 270 grams of flour. Then we need some sugar. Vanilla sugar. A teaspoon of baking powder. A pinch of salt. Now we're gonna mix it all together. Now we need 1 egg. A little butter. So now we have to massage it to a dough. But make sure to wash your hands. So now we're gonna put all of the ingredients that we put in here and on the table. Now we're gonna roll it out until it's really flat. It's good. Now we're gonna cut out the dough with cookie cutters. I choose hard. For the sugar glaze, we have lemon, powdered sugar, and water. So this is the decorating part. I have to take a cookie and take this brush it, and then I have to take a sprinkle, quickly put it on, and then I put the cookie right here. I'm Robin, and we live in interesting times.
Thank you so much, Robin, for that interesting report. Those cookies look delicious. We end today's show once again with our view from our window. And this week we are traveling to Iceland. Iceland is home to many waterfalls that gives you views that will leave you speechless. This one is in the north. Its beautiful and powerful torrent falls from a 12-meter high over a 30-meter width. This video and pictures is courtesy of Carl Tomiko from our EBC Switzerland Bureau. Thank you so much for this view. So that's it for our show this week. We hope you stay safe and keep positive as we continue to bring you more stories next week from around the United Kingdom and Europe. I'm Jakarta Matera, and we live in interesting times.